Hello. Thank you for having this
Hello.
interview with us. And I want to start by basically having a gist of, you know, what you do, your role in the company, your vision for Orangesoft, and basically how things have been in general in your professional career over the years. And yeah,
Yeah, so I'm a CEO and a co-founder of Orangesoft, and we are developing mobile apps for already more than 10 years. So we are kind of specialized on mobile apps, and I think we will start our journey from one small project with a tiny budget and tiny deadlines, and I guess we did it really great. And since that time, we decided to do all our projects per excellence. And we are always talking about this to our clients now. So we did this first project and was inspired to do all others projects as good as possible to our customers.
great. Would you want to talk about maybe the early days at the organization? How was it compared to, like, I mean, just so we can get a measure of your growth?
I would say we are quite deeply involved as a C-level management to all management process in our projects. Because, for example, my colleagues working with the technical part and the project management part, I usually work with the clients on the first stage when they need to create a business analysis for their projects and understand in which road they need to go.
In your clientele, your focus is mainly on IoT projects, from what I gather. Could you tell me a little about what kind of projects are you involved in? Or, for instance, what are the coming projects in the sector that you'll be looking
Mhm.
at?
Yes, you're absolutely right. I would say even I'm falling in love with IoT when we start to do these projects, and maybe especially with the healthcare field. And right now, for example, we're working with the project which will help people to visit doctors more rarely. I think that is a great. This project talking. About some skin rash or skin problem, and previously person have to go to the doctor or maybe start to Google it and be terrifying about some Google results, And I really like this app because people can easily take a picture and upload it to the app, and then AI inside the app will recognize the type of this rash or difficulties with this skin and will answer to this person. Should the person go to the doctor immediately, or that there is not a huge problem, or recognize which kind of problem that could be? And of course, that is a better than Google in this case.
Yeah, of course. In fact, speaking of health and AI, that's something. So, as an industry leader, where do you think AI and healthcare sector is integrated at this point, or where it's expanding in terms of mobile applications?
Yeah, I think that is a like sweet three thing in trends of this year, and with the emerging of 5G networks, I really believe like IT sphere in healthcare will be growing really fast, because we will have a chance to gathering this data real quickly and real quickly send it this data for the backends where AI can analyze it and show us the result. So, uh, you know, previously many minds, many people have to think about some problems in health, and all healthcare based on the data. But right now, this data inside the doctor's head, but AI can analyze it and even help us not to be involved in some mistakes which people can do. So I really believe that all things and all stuff right now around you, maybe we will track how you're breathing, and that will help us to recognize some person health issues more quickly, you know. So just imagine like all your activities, things that you eat or dressing on your body, or how you're acting sitting on the chair, everything will be analyzed. And of course, mobile apps will help us to track it and show you some alarm or not alarm, just notification more earlier than your body. And I really like this idea.
Yeah, now of course. I mean, speaking of trends, you've already given away the two major trends of 2021 that you think would be, hot in the industry. What is the third one according to you?
Mm. Uh, Again, connected with IoT, I think the most important field of IoTs will be smart homes, because right now we already know about this like smart lights in the rooms. But let's imagine like you're opening your house door, and then your teapot starting creating hot water for your tea or coffee. So I think we will have more connecting to each other smart home things, which will work together and give you more comfortable life. So I can see the huge trend on this.
Could you explain me in terms of risk analysis and the cost factor, how you deal with both these different sector of clientele?
Mm-hmm. Really, like we have only one advice, like basic advice for all companies who decide to start something, kind of startup. Um, I would say just do everything by small steps. Don't try to create some space gadget or space car. Just start to do small bicycle and start drive it. Just start drive it and see how people around you will feedback about them. And only after you will have a chance without a huge risk create a car. Maybe after this small simple car you will create a Tesla, and maybe then you will create a space car or something like this, you know. Just starting with small steps, you will have not so many risks. And there's a really common situation when people are trying to include in first version of their app everything. No need to do this. Start with MVP and analyze the result, and then be smart, move forward by step.
So if someone wanted to make an app of the year, how would they do it?
Okay, yes. So we did such apps, but unfortunately, we have no written rules by Apple, like how to get this list app of the year on App Store. But in my opinion, all our apps which was included in this list had um, two things. First, they was really great design. UI and UX are really important for the Apple, and I think in case of this list app of the year, user experience should be really friendly, and UX even more important than UI for the Apple and this list. So take a huge work on UX. Second thing, I would say uh, that is using modern features by Apple. For example, right now they are starting promotion for apps who are using widgets, because widgets are really not so old feature in iOS devices and iOS apps. So just think about the latest updates and try to use it in your way. try to use it for your app. This is how you will draw attention by Apple in your app.
How have you like dealt with the pre-COVID and the post-COVID situation?
Mm-hmm. Just in first 2 or 3 months when this COVID crazy time started, several of our projects was frozen, and I felt like people starting to be scared about their startups, investments, and everybody tried to look for some trends or signs when they will ready to start it again. But already like in summer or in the fall of last year, they understood like economic are not stopped, so countries are continue, and for somebody's these problems, COVID problems, create opportunities to create a new business or new startups. So right now, I don't feel any changes between interests to mobile app development in the world in general, because we are working with clients all over the world. And in our company, nothing changed, and I think we was really great prepared for this remote work or stay home, stay safe, because we have 2 offices in different cities, and our team got used to work remotely, and our clients usually on a distance from us, because we are working, as I already said, with the clients all over the world, and that was a really common situation for us when you can do only online meetings with the client. So we was really great and prepared for this time, and I would say the quality maybe even rise during this period, because all team was worried about this time. For many of our clients, this time was really important to show some growth and continue work on their projects. And of course, we was involved in this problem, and we helped them to do this. So that's it, I guess. Yeah, we'll see what will happen next year. But at the moment, everything is quite calm, I guess.
So I just wanted to know that being a woman in tech, how your journey has been, or where you feel your gender becomes takes a priority over you in terms of your interactions.
Okay. I will try to answer this somehow, I guess many topics you mentioned on your question. First of all, my education, for example, wasn't connected with the IT field. I studied business management, and I just looked around and understand that IT is a great trend, and I just hard believe that IT will grow, and I can see right now that it was a right decision in my case. So in Orangesoft, we are always talking with a huge amount of clients, and of course, like most part of our clients are men's, and this part of men's and this part of men always more prepared for communication with other men, and these situations are really common and absolutely okay for me. Well, I will tell you one story. Because I have only one case, only once. The man, one of our client, was looking at me like, "You're serious? You're going to develop a mobile app for me? Do you know something?" And really quickly, after like some days, I showed him my expertise, I showed him my experience, and let him in awe. And after that, we was really great friends, and he understood that it doesn't matter of my gender, and like in every other spheres, really I believe that gender is doesn't matter, only expertise, only who are you like a professional, only this on the end will be important. So yeah, it happened once, and I can call it common situation, because I was always really convenient in my experience. So I think right now women should be proud of our more you know let's call it just different way of management or different way of thinking. And I believe in IT sphere we need more women, because um, different views and different ideas can create a better world. And we all need to each other. So just be professional and everything will be great with your career in every field.
Yeah. Speaking of different ideas, are you part of any, not just one, but any communities that are specifically for women in tech? And maybe if you want to talk about if someone's looking to, expand their connections in the tech community as a woman and find more support system. So could you tell me a little bit about that, if there's any?
Um, if I will talk about the communities, I would say I'm inside the community of women for IT, and I work as a mentor for girls in IT who just in the middle of making a decision what to choose, IT or any other spheres. Because really often parents are talking to girls with like, oh, you humanitarian more, so maybe you should be somewhere else, not with connected with math or physics or something like this. But I would say every girl should try, and only after that understand it. So no stereotypes, better to make their own decisions. So I had two different experiences as a mentor for adult women and for young girls who in the middle of making this decision about their future career. So I hope that these type of communities will help to create more creative environment for all of us.
As an entrepreneur, it could be any industry, but like, specifically in this industry, what was the early days
Okay.
like, or,
I will try to describe this. As I mentioned already, my education was connected with the IT, but right after I realized that IT is a great field, I started to work on it, and I switched different ways how to get into IT. And right after, I think, a year and a half, I understood that I can do my projects. I know how to do it better. And I had clients who decide to do projects with a tiny budget and tiny deadlines. And at that time, I already know persons like developers, really great and strong developers, and excellent project managers who can run all this process. So we just create this together, and that was our first project. And we did this really great, and that was really inspiring because we really helped to this client get their project in really short period of time with a small amount of money. But the result was great, and clients was happy, our team was happy. This is how we decided to continue. And we started more than 10 years ago, at that period of time, you asked me today about the boom in mobile app development, but I would say boom was maybe 10 years ago when everybody just starting thinking about mobile apps. And previously, that was a good tone of the business when you have a website. But 10 years ago, that started to change a good tone or ethic of your company when you have a mobile app. So that was like really easy to understand what we need to do.
As an app development leader right now, what is your take on tech media and media houses like ours?
Mm-hmm. Interesting question. Thank you for that. Um, I would say people are curious about some processes, like deep processes inside the companies or inside the startups. Maybe we need to tell your audience more about how specifically we direct some specific app, or how some clients get through some problems, and what they do for the marketing. Maybe more like deep parts of the processes. Maybe that will be more interesting to your audience, because right now we are talked about like uh, really huge questions, like about women in IT, about COVID consequences, or something like this. Maybe we need to be more specific in some details.
So that'll be all then. Thank you so much for being with us. And I wish
Thank
you,
you.
a great year ahead.